Hi, I'm Valeria Iannilli, Associate Professor at the School of Design of Politecnico di Milano, where I teach retail design and the Fashion System Graduate Program. Today's lesson will focus on the impact of digital transformation on the retail industry. At the end, you will be able to distinguish 5 selected scenarios that characterize our contemporary transformations. The growing complexity in the economic sphere, the accelerating rate of change, the new information technology, and the globalization of cultural processes have created a new landscape. The new tech habits are reshaping customers' behaviors and businesses. The innovation process is continuous but not linear. In fact, the concept of linearity no longer exists. It doesn't exist in relationship and work and consumption activities. Millennial Generation Z have a various set of interests, behaviors and technology which permit them overlapping activities. Temporary living is contemporary living, and again, living is being at home everywhere. This urban nomadism produces a new culture of global living. The shopping experience, as we know it, will no longer exist. The idea of shopping activity disappears. Shopping activity becomes a widespread activity which moves from the virtual world to the physical one in an increasingly infinitesimal time space. The need or the desire to buy has no time and place, it just happens. As a consequence, today's retail landscape is increasingly characterized by contamination, hybridization, and negotiation. We are going to start from 5 emerging scenarios useful to guide our theoretical framework on contemporary transformation. Pervasive technology, deterritorialization, dematerialization, consciousness and design-driven innovation. Let's start with the first one. It implies a proliferation of customer touchpoints. The emergence of pervasive connectivity, more intuitive interfaces and new interaction channels are changing the fashion retail landscape. The proliferation of channels and touch points affect the customer's behavior and companies' business models. Many retailers have started to develop omnichannel strategies by adding new channels through which interact with the customers. The focus now is understanding how shoppers are influenced by new technologies and how they switch across channels during their research and buying process. The convergence between traditional and digital platforms allows media consumers to interact quickly and efficiently. People can view the same multimedia content from different devices, thanks to the digitization of content. Henry Jenkins is an American media scholar and Provost Professor of Communication Journalism and Cinematic Arts, and this theory of convergence culture revolves around the idea that in the new era of media, multiple kinds of text or mediums can coexist or intertwine with one another, creating a different type of product. All that includes a rise in participatory culture. After oral and written culture, new cultural artifacts are emerging with the new communication technologies. Digital visual culture is changing. Visual culture is emphasized in new social media. New cultural practices are spread and create further negotiations between real and artificial experiences, relationships, and value systems. Liv Manovich, one of the leading theorists of digital culture worldwide and pioneer in the application of data science for analysis of contemporary culture, said, "Instagram is a window into people's thought and imagination." The second scenario is about the territorialization. In this case, we observe the rise of multiplicity of coexistent temporalities. People today live temporally, work in a different place from their origin, and they probably stay there for a short time. They work during the day, but also at night, and can cross multiple time zones on the same day. The time of their private life is mixed with the one most public and often shared. The virtual, the smart, and the immaterial transformation find their place in the existing territories and at the same time creates new ones. It is new tech landscape where startups, hubs dominate the scene and help reshape the economy. Consequently, portable boundaries are emerging. This means that you can work in the office, at home, but also in the park. Multiple identities are allowed. In fact, people are now free to express and consume various identities according to the different touch points, and in transition to omnichannel retailing, brands tend to provide a frame of meaning towards a seamless brand experience. A new scenario opens in which experience, products, but also people tend to be dematerialized. People experience implies a process of dematerialization, for example, in interaction with the digital world through social networks, smartphones, and mobile apps. About products and services, it is enough to remember the rise of sharing economy. In this temporary store of British fragrance company Illuminum, which we're going to talk well in another lesson, the Italian architect Antonino Cardillo has created a multisensory space for experiencing and buying fragrance, where products are not displayed. The store is a neutral backdrop for experiencing the company's 37 different scents. It is thus a narrative space. People also tend to disappear, replaced by efficient chatbots. In fact, now artificial intelligence uses machine learning to further its capabilities in interacting with people. Consciousness is the fourth scenario. In recent years, people have become increasingly aware of the social and environmental costs of industrialization. The new generation are more careful in their choices and oriented towards more sustainability vision, and at the same time, the rising of consciousness has promoted brand participation in creating a viable future. People require quality. This means transparency, traceability, and responsibility throughout the value chain. Technology can be a decisive factor. In this case, the integration of blockchain technology has a vital role in helping fashion brands reshape supply chain sustainability. The last scenario is design-driven innovation. Design has given a strategic role for its ability to bring meaning to the production system, which today shows its most immaterial side. Design process is a sequence of steps that defines problems, discovers solutions, and make them real. Furthermore, the strong bond between this disciplinary area and formalized knowledge, along with expertise connected to creativities, allows it to express a peculiar ability in managing an innovative project, which is evermore the end result of a multidisciplinary action. To conclude, in this lesson, we've framed the main contemporary scenarios within which the new smart retail project is developed.